What's going on, everybody? It's Robert here with SB Sculpting, and we're back again to talk about some healthy tips. Last time you were here, we had Allie to come in and talk about some on-the-go breakfast tips. Today, we have a whole different agenda. We're going to talk about on-the-go tips, but it's going to be for lunch and dinner. So, if you remember last time, I told you to check out her book and try all different recipes in here. Now, I'm lucky. I get the real Allie here. So, without further ado, Allie, thank you for coming. It's great having you.
Thank you so much for having me today, Robert.
Definitely. Now, I see a lot of great stuff here. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. So, I have 3 dishes here. My first dish I call a vegetarian plate here. And I have hard-boiled eggs, which contains a lot of protein, as well as garbanzo beans, which are high in fiber and high in protein. Your beets, which are your roasted, you can either roast them or boil them. And they are root vegetable, which contains a low glycemic index. And then here I have my sweet potatoes, which are one of your really healthy carbs. And then here I actually have an avocado, which contains your healthy fats here. Okay, so I'm going to arrange everything on my plate. So first I have my hard-boiled eggs here, and now I have my chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans.
Now, I do remember when we did the breakfast tips, you had a lot of, you used the hard-boiled eggs in the beginning for a source of protein. So would chickpeas be a good replacement or another source of protein for working out?
Yes, absolutely. Your chickpeas are a great source of protein in addition to if someone is a vegetarian or even if they just don't feel like having meat that day, it's a great substitute or addition. So yeah, there's lots of different options here that you can do, but I am a big fan of beans. They're very nice and satisfying. They're so healthy for you, and they keep you full longer, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to cut my avocado in half just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to be very careful, place it down on my board, tuck my fingers under, and I'm going to just score the knife through it vertically, then turn it horizontally, score it through it again, about a 1/4 inch dice, just like this. And now what I'm going to do is simply pop it out onto the plate. And so it's a nice diced up pieces. Okay, so here is a nice healthy plate. Now, you are more than welcome to make adjustments, to your amounts as well, depending on how much you work out per day, what your body weight is, if you're a male or female. So you may need to adjust the portions to fit your personal preference. What works for you and your lifestyle.
I'm a big boy. I like to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
So now look, I'm a big salad fan myself, but I'm not used to all this stuff on it. Can you talk to me about it?
Yes. So here I call this a tuna island salad. Okay, it's very versatile. So what I did was I purchased a container of Star-Kissed fresh tuna in water. And all you do is you just simply open up the pouch and place it on top of the salad. Here I have some fresh salad greens in addition to mango, black beans, and I also have a can of hearts of palm in addition to a can of artichoke, which I opened up the can and drained it and then rinsed it with water just to remove any additional sodium or salt from it. And can I please have you pass me the dressing containers? Thank you so much. So here is a pecan oil, which is a local pecan oil, which is going to be great for this salad. Just going to drizzle a little bit on top there. Okay, and then here is a wonderful dark balsamic, and I'm just going to, it's just nice and naturally sweet, and just drizzle that on top. And here's a really nice hearty salad, and what you can do is you can actually use this as a base, and each week you can make it different if you want to incorporate this into your weekly routine. So can I give you a few ideas on what you may do to replace it? So if tuna is not your favorite, you can actually get steamed shrimp from Publix. They can steam it for you and spice it for you. And here we have our black beans, and you can replace that for garbanzo beans, cannellini beans, or whatever your preference is. You can replace the mangoes with some fresh seasonal berries. So I would go with whatever is seasonal from your farmer's market. I love the Abundant Harvest Farm. They have a wonderful farmer's market on Saturday, and I love their strawberries and blueberries. You could replace it with that. And then some of your additional vegetables you are more than welcome to replace with whatever may be fresh and seasonal as well. Okay.
Now I have a question with the food though. So same thing with the sweet potatoes. If you don't have enough time to cook everything, do you have a replacement or something that you can do alternative to that might be a little faster, more on the go?
Yes, absolutely. So an example would be if I didn't want to spend 40 minutes roasting my beets, I actually, for this combination of beets, I purchased them from Publix in the produce section. And they are organic beets that have already been cooked. So all I did was simply open up the package. Okay. And in addition to, for the sweet potatoes, if you don't have time to go to the farmer's market, maybe you worked on Saturday, you trained someone Saturday, I would recommend picking up a bag of sweet potatoes from Publix or your local grocery store, and you pop it in the microwave. It's in a microwavable bag. You pop it in the microwave for about 10 minutes, and then with some of the canned vegetables, you would just drain that and rinse it to reduce any additional sodium. And then for our last dish here, I actually use broccoli for one of the items, and you can purchase already chopped up broccoli if you would like. Literally pop it in the microwave or steam it for 2 minutes. So if you don't have time to chop it up or don't feel like it that day, maybe you worked a 12-hour shift at the hospital, or you might be work in the mental health field and maybe you work 10 hours. You just don't feel like, spending so much time cooking that day. Okay, and so now lastly, this is our last dish here. Oh, and also I would like to just show the group what this one looks like, because this is so beautiful, this nice salad here. You think this one looks the best so far?
That's what I'm taking.
That's what you're going to have afterwards? Okay. So here I call this a chicken plate. I took a rotisserie chicken and I simply shredded it off of the bone, and it actually makes about 4 servings. So that's wonderful. So you can make up a large quantity to have for lunch and for dinner to mix and match. Maybe on Monday you'll have this chicken plate for lunch, and then on Wednesday you might want to have it for dinner. So here I measured out about 1 cup of my rotisserie chicken here, and I purchased the rotisserie chicken right at Publix or Fresh Market or Whole Foods or any of your favorite stores. And I'm placing it in my glass snapper container, which I make for my clients when I'm doing my personal chef work, and I thought you could do that at home. I'm going to measure out my rice and my brown rice quinoa blend and place it right in my container. This is so easy and so nice to take to work. Okay, so I have that measured out. Now I'm going to measure out my broccoli, and I'm going to do 2 cups of broccoli here. I love having a large amount of vegetables whenever you can, especially green vegetables, because it contains lots of wonderful vitamins and nutrients, and it's considered one of your superfoods. And now I'm going to measure out some tomatoes. I love grape tomatoes, which are actually considered a fruit, even though they taste kind of like a vegetable. So then here I have a nice colorful plate here, and I'll show the group this plate here. Okay, so this is my plate. This is one of my favorites. It is so nice and simple. However, it's so nice and hearty. It will get you through the day at work. If maybe you have a stressful day at work, you may get a little bit tired mentally and physically, or you're sitting at a desk all day. This would be a wonderful dish that's really well balanced. And I love to stress to everyone, one thing that I just love to stress is I like to have everything be very well balanced. So I feel like a very well balanced diet sticks with you forever. It's not a fad diet that you may not incorporate in your lifestyle forever. You may get sick of doing it, but something like this, in my opinion, because it's worked for me and it's actually worked for my weight loss routine. So I've been eating foods like this, and I actually have lost around 15 pounds.
Oh,
and as you see, there's no diet going on here. You see all fresh, hearty, and healthy foods, and I call this really kind of clean eating is what I call this. So, but thank you though. Did you have any other questions for me about anything?
I did. So for all our workout people or people that don't have a lot of time or they have a big family, so what is the recommended serving or portion that you should cook in one serve for an amount of each serving?
So what I would recommend is following the directions on the back of the package of, let's say, for example, the quinoa and brown rice dish. You can check out the package and see how many servings that it recommends per person. And like I said, you may need to adjust it as well.
Okay.
So, like today, for example, I prepared 2 servings because I'm going to have one for lunch and dinner. If you're in a large family, maybe with a total of 4 people or 6 people, then you could double it for 4 people, the rice, or quadruple it. And you can shop at your local grocery store as well as your local farmers market. Some farmers offer some different services where you can actually touch base with them ahead of time and order a certain amount. So you can order a large quantity, or you can even go to a store such as BJ's or Costco and actually buy something more in bulk for, let's say, a family of 6, for example.
Awesome.
Okay?
Well, there you go, everybody. Thank you, Allie, for some healthy lunch and dinner tips. Now go check out our other videos so now you'll have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at once. And don't forget to check out Allie's book, Seasonal Farmers Market Favorites. Thank you again, and I'm going to go throw down some of this food. Y'all take care.